here, just having a cup of coffee as I do. And I wanted to share with you real quick what today's video is going to be about. So I get a lot of questions about what I do for training, how I do my training, especially being 50 years old now. I think there are some of you that are maybe getting back into the sport again, just like I did. And so you kind of want to know what's going on and what do I do and what do I think and all that, which I really appreciate. That's awesome. If you're new to the sport, I think that there's a lot of great things that you can take from either CRZ videos or things that I'm doing that really help explain our mentality and thought process about what we feel about riding. We're not big on quantity. Quality versus quantity, I think in most cases is always a good plan. So for me, sometimes a normal ride is going to be right around 40-45 kilometers. That's a pretty easy day for me, usually on my home track here in Clark. It's just a couple laps of where we go, and usually around that same number. I think if you have a purpose in mind when you get out there on the bike, it certainly makes it easier on what you want to do and achieve and accomplish. Or if you're just being a tourist, get out there and enjoy it and have fun and don't ever think about it. Just really enjoy the sights and take it all in. I've always said you can see so much more of the world from a bicycle than you can doing just about anything else, and I think that's still true today. So get out there and have fun. For those of you that have commented to me and talked to me about being a competitive cyclist and all of those things, while I'm no expert, and of course a lot of you have seen the BRC race or Sea-Lex races and things like that I've been in, being a competitive cyclist at 50 obviously is very different than being a competitive cyclist at say 20 or 25. I'm not out there trying to break into Ronda or do anything crazy like that, but I am trying to push myself to see just what I'm capable of doing, even if it's in my own age bracket or kind of a random age bracket. BRC of course was 40 and up, so there are people scattered throughout that age bracket, and just testing those waters, seeing what it's all about, looking at areas that I can still improve. Many of you know that I've lost a lot of weight over the last year, and that has certainly helped in my performance on the bicycle, recovering from big rides. You take something like Audax, that's 200 kilometers, and if you're not in shape, you're gonna feel that for the next 2, 3, 4 days after that. So it definitely helps when you're doing this more often and you kind of have that conditioning in your body. It does make a difference. And I also think that what I do in terms of my diet, my nutrition, because it's not really a diet anymore, it's my lifestyle. My nutrition definitely plays a role in why I'm able to do what I do and do it almost every day. So for those of you that follow me or see me a lot, you know that pretty much 5-6 days a week I'm going to be out there on the bicycle, having fun, tearing it up. Even coaches told me, it's okay if you want to take a day off in between here and there. And but to be honest, I love it. I love getting out on the bike. I love the clarity that it gives me in my mind each day. I love the peace. And of course, I get to meet you guys, right? And see you out there, which is just a huge joy for me. So anyway, that's what the video is about. I hope you guys enjoy it. I put together a bunch of different training rides, and we'll kind of talk through that so you kind of know what's going on in my head, which is sometimes kind of funny, but I think you'll enjoy it. And certainly if you like what we're doing, please subscribe, share the channel with your friends. As we grow, we're 125 subscribers away for the ever elusive 1,000. I know it sounds kind of funny to say it that way because people have lots more subscribers, but this has been a journey for me, and I didn't know what to expect when I started on this journey. I just wanted to share my thoughts, my messages with you guys, and I'm super excited about that. So anyway, thanks for all your support. Thanks for those of you, that 875 of you that have already signed up to listen to my channel. You guys are cool, and I love it, and I really appreciate it. And of course, all the feedback that I get just keeps me motivated to do more of this. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm gonna finish my coffee, and see you all later.
All right. Here we are out at Sea-Lex Aliaga. We had been waiting to get back to Sea-Lex, and we could not have been more excited, and it was awesome. It was so awesome, I even had a crash in the first race in the Masters class. I made it a lap and a half, had to drop out, and then we decided, you know what, let's get in this thing, let's get in the open class and mix it up with all the young guns, the pros. You can see right there next to Coach 7-Eleven, biker dudes, development team was there. I mean, it was just packed. It was so much fun. So here we are now, right? We're in, I think this is like the second lap or something like that. I'm telling you what, I was so impressed with the speed of the guys riding and everything. I mean, we were averaging 42 to 48, 50, 51, 52 sometimes. I mean, the guys are just going for it. It was fantastic. I loved it. But you know how we do it at CRZ, right? We get up in the mix, and you know, we know how to take care of ourselves when we're doing this kind of stuff. And so the number one thing for us was, let's get our pace going, let's get in a rhythm, let's ride our style. You know, we like to do team time trial type stuff, and so we really focus on not getting all caught up in the surges and the slowdowns and the surges and the slowdowns. You know, that's just how we do it. And so this is just a great show of what we're doing here. So we're just kind of picking off some of the guys as we weave in and out, and now we're coming into that first U-turn, which is just really, really important to make sure you stick it and get around the corner safely. You don't have to be the fastest guy off the U-turn. You can take your time, get through the U-turn, build your speed back up again. That's how we do it. That's how we train. We try not to react to surges and everything else, like I said. Right here in front of me now is the young Aris in black. He's actually now a member of CRZ. This is one of his days where he just got to ride with us, which is fun. And so here we are mixing it up. Coach now is going to get in behind me so that I can do my Tronco work, which of course you guys know I love to do, and get after it again. And you're going to see we're going to start to reel these guys in little by little by little. You know, that's how we do it. And even though it looks like they're sprinting away from us, they get a bit of a gap on us, and then we just start reeling them back. Look at that crowd, right? The crowd was absolutely amazing. It was electric. Every single time I went through that area, people cheering, screaming, yelling, having fun. It just made me feel so good. I had a blast. And it was actually a great way to recover from having that crash early on. All right, so here we go. We're starting to ramp up the speed. There's the three of us in here now, Pompeo, Coach, myself, and then of course the young Aris is with us. And we're just starting to tick these guys off little by little, and ride onto their wheels. You know, use that draft position when you can, and then find your line. You know, obviously if you're going to sit on the back of someone's tire and they're not advancing, you're not advancing. So you got to pick your line and figure out where you need to go and where you need to get to. And in this case, we just kept moving up in the Peloton, and trying to look for that next guy to kind of pull us a little bit more forward, and then use that momentum to get into an even better position. The pace was fast. I'm talking really fast. And you'll see guys in this video that are kind of dropping off to the side. Some of them caught their breath and were able to get back in it. Others, the pace was just unreal, and so they had to stay off that. Now here's where you really want to pay attention, right? Anytime you start mixing it up in the Peloton, you got to have your head on straight and make sure that you're paying attention to that wheel in front of you. You have a job to do in the Peloton, and that's to keep you and whoever you're around as safe as possible by making sure you are laser focused, folks. Laser focused. That's the number one thing here. So we always pay attention, give care to these types of things. You can see right here, I'm up against a guardrail. Things get very, very tight. I'm not the smallest guy in the world, right? So I really have to pay attention. And you also want to make sure that the guys on the left know you're there. Occasionally you got to give just a little prompt, and a lot of times I'll say, whoop, whoop, or something to that effect, just so they know where I'm at. So here I get kind of sandwiched in between two guys and kind of back off a little bit, and then reassess and reset. But I'm telling you what, we were having so much fun on this day, and I had a blast. I had so much fun riding with these young guys. You know, at 50 years old, I shouldn't be keeping up, but we did okay, and we had fun. I got to lead a couple of the laps, from the front, which is where I like to be anyway when I'm doing my Tronco and just having a good time. Thank you, Sea-Lex Aliaga. We had a blast. This was a great session, and we will definitely be back. All right, so we're gonna wait for them to get the registration done. So nothing we can do till then. We knew it was gonna be a long day anyway, so it's a little bit longer day now. But yeah, it's getting going and should be fun. So, and then I'm rolling over here. This is what I love about CRZ. CRZ is already eating. These guys are the best. It makes me laugh. You guys did 2 practice laps and you're already eating. 2 practice laps and you're eating already. My God. We don't know yet because they're still registering.
Ready and sharp.
Okay, boys and girls, so here we are, BRC Monday race. This is the tank's first criterium race in the Philippines, official criterium race. I've done a couple things at Dongrena and you know, stuff like that. A couple of the 20-20s out at Sea-Lex, but this was official. We signed up, we prepared for it and everything else, and here we are now. We're in lap 1. Coach, of course, led me around the first turn, and then it was time to start, as you guys have heard me say, running our race, right? That was the most important thing. And so here we are. Now listen, this is the 40 and over class, and I'm not gonna lie, there's a bunch of pros, or I guess you could say former pros, that were in this classification. These guys are perennial winners. And so it was just a privilege and an honor to be able to ride with some of these guys. And, you know, I actually enjoyed watching them ride because, you know, they're just studs. So, you know, in this scenario here, this is down at BRC, of course, in Batangas. This particular race course had 9 turns, 2 main straightaways that you had to contend with. There was a very, very strong headwind on the backside of the racetrack, which I'll point out here in just a second. And now we've gone around 3 of the turns, and we're coming back behind the grandstands where everybody can watch. This is a great venue to watch any race, whether it's motorsports, you know, or cycling or whatever. When you're up in that grandstand, you can really see everything in like a 360-degree way. So it's awesome. So here we are now. We're coming around again. We're about halfway through now this first lap, and you can see the field has kind of started to stretch out a little bit. And so again, it's just me and Coach now today in this particular race, and we're going to do what we do. You know, we're going to get into our team time trial mode. We're going to really focus on increasing the speed as much as we possibly can, and that's just going to allow us to do what we feel the most comfortable doing. We try to stay away from doing a lot of surges and slowdowns because that can kind of mess with your rhythm. And so here we are now. We get out front, and yeah. So I was really fortunate. I basically led 4 of the 5 laps, which is right where I want to be, doing my job, doing the Tronco, which is what I'm obviously kind of gearing myself towards. You know, I love it when the guys at CRZ, you know, say, "Oh, you're the ultimate domestique tank." That's a huge compliment, and I just cherish it. So I don't mind doing the heavy lifting so that I can launch someone else into a better position every day of the week. So coming around now, this is the starting of lap 2. We're going around this first turn. First turn was awesome. simply because it's nice and wide, so you can take it at speed. Then you got a little bit of a riser, you'll see here as we come around the corner, and then you drop into a downhill right-hand turn. So again, when you're doing these kinds of rides, you got to start to figure out fairly quickly, what your line going to be. So we're going to flash forward now a little bit. I'm not going to show you the whole race. That's another video that's going to be coming out soon. But the group had kind of surged and got around us a little bit, and then we got back out in front. Now at this point, one of the excellent noodle guys has actually gone off in the front, so he's way out there. I think he might have been 300 or 400 meters ahead. Didn't really ever see him again at this point. We're going to speed this up now. You'll see here we're coming through the chicane. This is actually really fun. This is where that headwind was, and it was brutal. I mean, you'd come around this turn and it was like bam, right in your face. So you really have to focus. You got to work on that posture. Get yourself in a good position. Here's the turn coming into the home stretch. Lots of fans on the left-hand side, and then of course all the other fans down below. But what a great day we had out here, and like I said, I was just thrilled to be able to ride with these guys and have fun in my first crit race. Definitely going to be back to do more of this as well. All right, that was a fun downhill. So now we're on the climb. So I'm gonna speak to both sides of the equation, young and old. I think this is a good thing to keep in mind as you ride, wherever it is that you ride. So the thing about climbing, at least in my experience, I'm sure there'll be lots of internet experts that can disagree with me, but ultimately, I think you wanna take on this mantra: ride your ride. It doesn't really matter what your buddies are doing. It doesn't really matter how fast you get up any one climb. What matters is your ability to sustain yourself, to maintain. You want to find a rhythm, and that rhythm is what's going to allow you to get up the climb in a really good way. My bike is making a lot of noise right now, but it's okay. It's just telling me it doesn't like the gear it's in. Morning. All right. So for those of you that asked, I run a 56 big ring, and I have a 1128 compact cassette Dura-Ace on the rear end. So when you hear my bike barking, making crazy noises, just know that there's a little bit of cross training going on, which is no big deal. And I'm just working a big gear. So that's kind of what we do. For those of you that don't know or haven't watched any of the series of videos, we tend to stay in the big ring pretty much all the time. And that puts us in a position to use more torque, use the big leg muscles, hamstrings, to get us up these hills. So here's a little tip for you guys when you're going up steep hills like that, on that hairpin there. The outside of the turn is likely to be less steep. The inside of the turn is shorter, but steeper. So, if you're looking to maintain a certain cadence or effort, you can push out wide a little bit and make the climb a little bit easier, so that your rhythm is intact. So this is where the day starts. We're up here near Aqua Planet on Pader now, and a little bit later start. I took a couple days off after the Audax run, just so my legs could recover. I think you heard in the vlog, I was cramping up in both legs, both calves, both hamstrings, tops of my quads. It was ugly, but I did something I've never done before, and that's what I love about these things that I'm doing in my life. You know, I was able to pedal through the cramps, which I've never ever done. I've always stopped the activity that I was doing whenever I got a cramp. You know, I had to figure out a speed and a cadence to maintain that kept me from cramping, which was like a whole new world. And yeah, not easy, not pleasant, you know, but it's what allowed me to get the ride done, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, so a couple days off, you know, just really resting, hydrating a lot, just giving my body time to recover. You know, at 50 years old, it's not the same anymore as it used to be. So I got to kind of take it easy when I need to, listen to my body, and then get back on the saddle and start doing it. So out on the, I wouldn't call it a recovery ride now. We're just going to take it easy today. We'll put in a good day of work tomorrow and a good day of work on Friday and get ready for our run on Saturday. So should be good. And yeah, we'll see you on the road. Yes, it's Wednesday morning. Training. It's so good to be back on the bike. So, you know, we had the big Audax ride. Super cool. So much fun. Ira, Alu, Papa Louie, Third, everyone else that was out there. So much fun. Had a blast. Now, back at it again. We got another big run this weekend, and it's time to get back on the bike. So, here in Clark, you can see it's a beautiful day. The roads are empty, which I love, and it's tank time, so we're doing training. All right, we'll see you.
So what is Peloton training? Well, put it simply, it's learning how to ride, you know, in a single file line, or what we call single baseline or double baseline. You want to learn how to gauge your speed to the rider in front of you. If you're the one leading out, you're the one picking the lines, making sure that you're taking a nice safe line that everyone can maintain. But really it's about becoming situationally aware of what's taking place when you're out on the course. And it's really important. Everyone has a job to do in the Peloton, but I think maintaining discipline, being aware, being smart, you know, not hammering the brakes, all of that stuff is really important. And the only way to get good at it is to practice it. We do this all the time at CRZ, whether there's 2 riders or 10 riders or 20 riders, we are constantly practicing this technique. It's a very, very important part of what we do, and it's something that it's a skill that every rider in CRZ maintains. One of the best parts I love about CRZ is the feedback that we get from Coach, and it's always great to be able to just hang out with him and get that information from him. So what I love about motor pacing is 2 things. One, I get to go super fast, which you guys know how much I love. And the second thing is this is really for me a concentration technique. This helps me get used to, yeah, I'm asking a guy to go faster, imagine that. But this is really a technique that I use to get myself focused so that I learn how to ride at higher speeds. And you know, you just want to be careful. Obviously you're out on an open road, anything can happen. But in this case, obviously we were very safe, and it worked out really well. hanging with one of my favorite people, Miss Ira Lopez. Congrats, by the way, on the new CNN gig. We're really excited for you. So Ira and I right now are just practicing taking turns at the front. This is her Audax run where she hit that 809, which was just fantastic. And so she was leading me for a little while. Now we're switching places, and that's something we practice all the time as well. So she and I are really good at it, and we kicked butt, and she got a great time. So here we go. We are here finally in Zambales, and we're on the last very day of Audax, and yeah, so we're gonna get after it, go get it done. I see some other riders out here, so it's really exciting, and we're gonna see what happens. So it should be fun. We'll see you guys on the road. Whenever preparing for a big race like Audax, you know, it's important that you understand the course. It's important that you've been hydrating properly, and that you've got to, you know, if you're going to ride solo, that's one thing, but if you're riding with a group, you're riding with a group that you're familiar with. We were flying on this morning session. I couldn't believe how fast we got through 100 kilometers. It was crazy. You can see young Aris is out in front of Coach. Now he's a member of CRZ, which is really exciting. And we just team time trialed this thing and stayed on each other's wheels and hammered. It was a blast. So I didn't want to go a lot into the Audax with you guys, but basically, you know, we worked our butts off really hard. We got a great moving time. Coach Cruz was way up there on the charts, and it was fun. Whenever you're doing this kind of ride, though, again, you're out on open roads. Just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You're aware of what's going on around you. You know, braking early when you're coming into some of these towns, it can get pretty busy and pretty hectic. But obviously, whenever you're out there, this is a great time to focus on your posture, focus on that wheel in front of you, and make sure you're getting as efficient as you can be. All right, well, down here at MOA, it's been a while since I've been here, so it's always fun to come back to kind of like where it all started. So nobody knows I'm here today except Coach. Because it's like a secret. So anyway, we're gonna go out and have some fun, and yeah, got the titanium. It's all ready to go, and excited. So should be fun. So out on MOA. Got a few laps down, 16 kilometers in the books. Right now we're just still warming up a little bit, but it's fun. A lot of people out. Never ceases to amaze me how many riders get packed onto this little strip. It's one of the only places to ride where you can kind of do organized riding in the city. There's the, let's see, it's right. I want a motor base behind a scooter every day. It sounds like a plan, right? I think I'd get faster. Or the scooter would have to get faster. One of the two. Alright. There's that U-turn. Got to take a lot of things into consideration here. Traffic on bikes, all of it. Always good though. Bunch of speed demons down here. Having fun.
Ah, thank you. Yay.
Alright, so we're gonna get back on pace now. Have some more fun.
All right, rolling over here to, just got done with a 60K here at MOA. And now we're rolling over to the 270 Lounge, 270 Lifestyle Lounge to be exact. Here. Right down next to the ocean. Manila Bay. Oh yeah, everybody's digging. Morning. Morning. Morning po. Shout out na. Shout out.
Hey! Shout out sa Legion, Tommy Tank.
Hey, morning.
Morning po.
Morning. All right, let's go get some coffee. All right, well, all done now for the morning workout, and had some coffee with the guys. Papa Louie and Scavendish, of course, were there, and yeah, now we're gonna head home, get the bike cleaned up, and get on with the rest of the day. And yeah, so you know, if you're looking to improve some of these things, you know, there's a lot of tips, a lot of training and things like that we share on the Cruise Control Multisport channel. So make sure if you haven't already subscribed to that, make sure you subscribe to that. There's a ton of stuff. It's all free, of course, and that's the best kind of learning, I think. And then you get a chance to see a lot of the things that we do, a lot of the things that we practice, and hopefully
help you make an improvement overall. And of course, if you like what we're doing here at the Tommy the Tank page, please hit that like and subscribe button so that we can continue to do what we do and share all of these adventures with you and have some fun. So thanks a lot for watching today, and we will see you on the road. Hey guys, Tank here. Super excited. Thank you so much for staying and watching to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. I hope that means that you are getting something out of it and you are enjoying it. And that's always my goal when we start to put this content together for you, is to be able to share not just the training and everything else, but also to keep it entertaining and fun, and maybe give you a little bit more insight as to what we do. So I got to do a lot of extra fun things on this particular video that I haven't had, with music and some other things. So I was really excited to share all of that with you. So again, thanks for watching to the end. And now you get to hear about some exclusive news that's coming out. You're gonna see an image here in just a second, but there'll be some more being released about this in a few days. So I'm really excited to share this with you. This is really for a certain group of people that I wanted to be able to do this for. So they're big supporters of Tank Nation and me, Tommy the Tank. And so I wanted to be able to have something special that's just for them. And so now you're gonna get to see it. Boom, there it is. Look at that. Is that not amazing? Tanker bells are here. Tanker bells are for my fans that I've got a lot of female fans that wanted something that was a little less masculine than the tank and everything else. And I have some fans that come from the LGBTQ, if I've missed something, I'm sorry, community. And I appreciate it, because one thing I can say about a bicycle, it has no idea the gender that's riding it. It has no idea your preferences in life. It's just a bicycle, and it just wants to be ridden out on the road, out on the dirt, whatever. So that's easy for Tank to support and be a part of. And I'm just really excited to be able to share this with you guys. And yeah, lots more coming for sure. We've got some new things that we're working on. I can't share them with you right now, but very soon for sure. And so thanks again. I love you guys. I love being able to share my life, my cycling adventures, and my training with you. I hope it's inspiring to you guys as well, and lots more to come for sure. See you on the road.